What's up, vinyl community? It's Robert Fithin, and this is my vinyl tag for 2022. Yes, it's already that time of year again, and yes, again, this year there's already a few different versions of this going around, and yeah, it looks like I'm doing the Rob Walker version. All right, question number one. Favorite album purchased last year? It'd have to be this one, the Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour, the 1970s German pressing on the Herzu label. This sounds just as incredible as it is rumored to. It lived up to the hype, and that is such a rare thing that this made this actually my favorite vinyl purchase of the entire year. And it just happened. I just made a video about it and went into a lot more detail on this a couple of videos back, so you might want to check that out if you haven't seen it. The Beatles' Magical Mystery Tour, Herzu, German 1973 pressing. You got to get the right matrices and all that to get the right one. Like I said, I've got a video all about it, but this is definitely my favorite vinyl purchase of 2021. First act you ever saw live? I know this question's come up before, and you got people talking about, oh yeah, I saw Jimi Hendrix, and I saw the Sex Pistols in Texas, and oh yeah, I was 5 years old, and my parents flew me to Australia so I could see the Saints in Brisbane. Okay, you know, the first concert I ever went to was the Oak Ridge Boys in 1979 at Six Flags at the Old Glory Amphitheater in Eureka, Missouri. Family took, us, and it was, I mean, I guess your families didn't go to fairs and, stuff like that and see concerts, but yeah, Oak Ridge Boys was my first. Definitely wasn't G.G. Allen or something like that. Oak Ridge Boys and an Elvis Presley impersonator opened up for them. 1979, pre-Elvira days. No Elvira yet. Show an album by a duo. I guess I got to be the one to show Daryl Hall and John Oates. Yeah. They're a duo, big duo. And I want to show this for a couple of reasons, just to let you know they are Daryl Hall and John Oates. If you ever meet these guys, do not call them Hall and Oates. They do not like that name, and they will tell you that's not their name. On all their record album covers, on all the labels, it's always Daryl Hall and John Oates, not Hall and Oates. So there you go with that. I also want to tell you real quick about my concert experience. Saw these guys a few years back with Tears for Fears opening for them at the Scott Trade Center, and a fight broke out in the audience where the police had to be called. Now, sometimes fights break out all the time, security gets involved and whatever. This time, the police had to be involved. It was during the song Sarah Smile. Police involvement at the Daryl Hall and John Oates concert. And I don't want to brag, but this is a first pressing because it doesn't list the new songs. It just says plus 2 new songs. And there's different color schemes of this, so you got to collect them all, like the Taylor Swift one. And this has a poster in it. Oh, I love these discography posters. This is a calendar. Yeah, I didn't even know I had a Daryl Hall and John Oates calendar featuring all their album covers for 1984. Very nice. Okay, number 4, an album still in the shrink. This has never been opened. This is David Lee Roth's Skyscraper from 1991. Has the hit Just Like Paradise. I think Rock Radio also played a song called Damn Good. Hot Dog and a Shake is on here. The Bottom Line. Yeah, you know what we're Perfect Timing, Two Fools a Minute. I've never heard these songs. Skyscraper from David Lee Roth. Still sealed after all these years. Number 5, a concept album. How about David Bowie and Ziggy Stardust, Spiders from Mars? Obviously a big concept on the rock and roll idol type thing. Based on Vince, what was his name? Vince something from England. The guy that used to be in the 50s and 60s and pretend he was Elvis or whatever, that guy. But yeah, a whole rock star gone crazy and thinking he's a god and all of that. Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars. Not only a nice concept, but an excellent album from 1972. And of course, Aladdin Sane followed this and continued the Ziggy Stardust thing. And then the character was killed off. Hawkwind is an album I haven't listened to yet. Haven't played this pressing yet. I've played parts of it, and it sounds okay. This is a record store day thing from a couple of years ago. Orange vinyl on there, but I haven't played this all the way through. Like I said, the sound quality is just kind of there. It's kind of okay, so I didn't finish listening to it yet. I have heard the whole album before, but not this particular new pressing that I got of this. Hawkwind's debut, Hurry on Sundown, probably my favorite song on here, the very first song, and they were nice enough to put the UPC code right there on the jacket. So, Hawkwind, album I haven't actually played yet. Artists you discovered in 2021. They're a few years old, but I discovered them in 2021. All Them Witches from Tennessee, a great atmospheric group. They do a lot of different styles on here. That's why one of the things, one of my favorite kind of albums is when you're kind of on a journey. They do different styles, different sounds, and these guys definitely changing it up. They do everything from like atmospheric, woodsy kind of eerie stuff to beautiful acoustic guitar song on here, alt rock sound, blues rock. It's all a part of this. Hard rock, All Them Witches, Nothing as the Ideal is the name of the album. I think this is like maybe their third. So I got to get me some more of these. Yeah, that's probably my favorite artist that I've discovered this year. All Them Witches. Okay, question number 8. Show a live album. How about Watt Stacks? This is not only a live album, this is a cultural event, pretty much. Happened in Harlem, and there's an entire documentary all about it if you want to see the action as well as hear it. But this is a great kind of a double album document of that huge thing that featured the Soul Children, Staple Singers, Rufus and Carla Thomas. Rufus doing the Funky Chicken. You had the Bar-Kays. You had Isaac Hayes as well. And like I said, definitely recommend the documentary, but this is a nice 2-record set of that concert. Watt Stacks, featuring the Stax label family at the time. Let's see. Album from a different continent. Deshiel Adayat is French, kind of prog rock, a little psychedelic, a little strange. The song on here, Mushroom, Will You Mush My Room, broken into 3 parts. That gives you kind of an idea of what you're listening to here. There is no U.S. pressing of this. I don't think there's any other pressing except the French one, and it's called Obsolete. Again, from 1971, from Deshiel Adayat. And that's my, because France is in Europe, which is a different continent, so that's my choice for that. You should check that out if you're into the early prog rock, kind of more obscure stuff. I don't know what he's talking about, though, because it's kind of all in French. An album with a price sticker. How about Foreigner? You don't see a lot of Foreigner in the vinyl community, do you? I don't think they're hip enough anymore. I think they've kind of gone unhip, uncool now. But I guarantee you, if you look in somebody's record collection, they're a rock fan, and it's 1981 or 82 or 83, 84, they're going to have some Foreigner in there. Probably going to be this one. I wanted to show this one because it has the dual thing on here. So does this one from the Outfield. And if you weren't around at the time, I kind of wanted to explain that if you've never seen it before. There used to be another strip of paper that went here, and they were perforated edges here. And when you bought the record, they would pull it out and put it in a little box, and they would ship that off to like SoundScan or whatever. And that's one of the things that determined album sales. So when you see that little two-piece there used to be a middle part with the album title and artist and all that in there. Price usually went here, but that's why that's always missing. If you see one where the thing is fully intact, that probably means somebody stole it. Let's be honest. Somebody stole that album. Okay, punk or new wave album, The Damned from 1977. This is the second pressing where they actually got the correct photo of The Damned on the back. I think the Eddie and the Hot Rods or something was the mistake photo they had on there to begin with. I think this is actually might even be a first. I think that was going on at 2 different factories simultaneously. So it's Stiff Records. Sounds great. Sounds like a punk album. I've had the CD for a while, and the CD sounds almost like too clear, almost, I guess, remastered. This sounds more like, you think a punk rock album is going to sound like. And almost every song on here is incredible. Neat, 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 and New Rose, of course, is on here. But I love them all. Fan Club, So Messed Up, Fish. They do a cover of the Stooges, I Feel Alright. Excellent album from The Damned. I'm sure that was somebody's first concert they ever went to. Let's see, we got a box set. How about, everybody's showing these huge box sets. My box set is bigger than your box set. Oh no, my box set costs this much. I'm going to show this tiny little box set. This is A Date with the Smithereens. This came out in 1994. This is basically that release, but it's broken up into individual 45 singles to kind of replicate what they used to do probably, I guess, with 78s. That's where, of course, the word album came from and all that. They used to just a series of 78s in an album. And this is a series of 45s from the Smiths, which cover their A Date with the Smiths. The Smiths, the Smithereens. A Date with the Smithereens album. Just like the typical RCA Victor label there. I just thought this was really clever when this came out. And so yeah, there's my answer to your huge box sets. I have a tiny little 7-inch box set, A Date with the Smithereens. Okay, next is an album with a sporting theme on it. I'm assuming they meant the cover, not the music. An Ace album has a sporting theme all over it. It's got a soccer, football, whatever, foosball player. I don't know what they're playing on the front. Yeah, on the back you got all the guys in their various, they're all playing sports. Paul Carrick's just kind of looking up. And then if you take the inner sleeve out, you see what the original UK cover looked like, because they have to have two different covers, of course. And here we just have a bunch of people cheering at some sort of sporting event. So even though their name is Ace, and they were, they have a sports all about football and whatever, all about this Ace album, which is also called Five Aside. So there's my sports album. Okay, jazz album. Queen Jazz. That's probably my favorite jazz album. There you go. Says jazz on it. You knew I was going to do this. Yeah, there's the poster with the bicycle riders. They certainly knew what some of their fans wanted at the time. But yeah, there you go. Queen Jazz. That is my pick for jazz album. Best of album. I've shown this before, but it's still one of my favorite compilations. Black Sabbath, We Sold Our Soul for rock and roll from 1977. This is just such an incredible compilation, and it was the way that I was introduced to Black Sabbath. And I still love the running order of this. What it basically is it's basically a lot of their first album, a lot of their second album, and then the best tracks from the other three. So it's a lot of first and second album, which is exactly what I would want to hear. I would, if I had my druthers, there's a couple of songs I would change out, but yeah, with that track listing, that's a pretty good overview of early Black Sabbath with Ozzy, and it's from the time too, so you don't have to feel like this is, this is actually, from the 70s, so people rocked out with that. Okay, album with at least 8 people on it, Instant Funk from 1979, their debut. Not only does it have I believe 9 people on the front, it has all those people on the back as well. This is a big R&B group. They used to have a song called "I Got My Mind Made Up." Come on, you can get it, girl, anytime. Say what? Tonight is fine. I used to love that song. Instant Funk, 1979. They're so hot they are melting the ice there. Okay, that is my album with at least 8 people. Soundtrack. How about Phantom of the Paradise from 1974? You got the guy all, looking like Robert Plant to the extreme. So much so that Led Zeppelin's manager sued, or threatened to sue, if they didn't change the name of their record label. They were Swan Song, because the main guy is Swan, and that's Paul Williams. This also had Jessica Harper. It's a kind of a crazy late night thing, definitely. Brian De Palma directed it, but the soundtrack is just full of songs from the movie and done obnoxiously, done schmaltzy. Everything is way over the top. Phantom of the Paradise is my soundtrack. Here's an album with no writing or text or anything on it. No picture either. Nothing but sandpaper. The Durruti Column. The Return of the Durruti Column. This is on Factory Records. This is an early release from them, the same as New Order and that whole era. This is the Durruti Column, though. And yeah, sandpaper, both sides. So you definitely have to have it in a protective sleeve, or you're going to ruin whatever album is next to it, which I'm not even sure. Hold on a minute. Let's see. What would I be ruining here? I would be ruining Duran Duran and Bob Dylan with this if I didn't have it in the protective sleeve. So good thing I do, the Durruti Column. Okay, I guess a 7-inch single is next. Yes, a 7-inch single. How about this one from A Perfect Circle? This is Judith, and this is a promo-only thing that came out when that album was released. Small whole 7-inch single there. And I wanted to show you some A Perfect Circle. Of course, the Maynard Ferguson group, kind of a Tool offshoot. One of 2 times that I've gotten like a gold or platinum record award that actually has my station on it. It was given to me personally. So I always thought that was pretty cool. So any excuse to show that, I'm going to show it. There's the 7-inch single for A Perfect Circle. Okay, 3 more questions. Color vinyl, just got this, the Velvet Underground and Nico. And this is it's supposed to have been yellow, but it looks more like a greenish kind of yellow. I thought it was going to be more like banana yellow, like, the banana on the front. But it sounds great, though, for, just this kind of doesn't really say what pressing or where it's from or whatever. It just says color vinyl, you know, and on the front here. And it doesn't say like, you know, mastered from the direct whatever at half speed. It just says color vinyl. But it is a pretty good sounding album. I had the CD of this for years and always meant to get the vinyl and want to get an original and with the banana. And you're not going to find that. And so I finally just got this one. But I realized that I think I actually like the CD more because it makes it so much easier to skip over the Nico tracks when you have a CD. You just, you know, and you're onto a good song. So I'd probably actually rather hear the CD of that. Okay, I think this is, yeah, this is the last one. Album from 1982, just to prove that I do have some rap. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five, The Message. This has, of course, the message on it. She's fresh. It's nasty. Scorpio. It's a shame. Dreamin'. All a part of this. Sugar Hill Records from 1982, the very, very beginning of hip-hop culture, hip-hop music. Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. You saw that Beatles coming, but I bet you didn't see this coming. Yeah, there you go. I'm just full of surprises. All right, that is my vinyl tag for 2022. Hopefully, everybody will have an incredible new year. Hopefully, a lot of our new years will be better than the previous years. Previous couple haven't been so good to a lot of us. And so hopefully things will be looking up somehow. I look forward to seeing a lot of your vinyl tags and answering a lot of these. And please like the video if you haven't done that and you like the video. Please consider subscribing so you don't miss any future videos. Once again, I'm Robert Fitton, and thank you so much for watching.